something real. Gonna say how I feel, cause I know that it's something real. Hey, hey. Gonna say how I feel, cause I know that it's something real. Gonna say how I feel.
Hi, everybody. How are you today? Angie, wow, great pours. What a day. Yeah, what a day. Woof. Trials are starting, which is just riveting and frightening. But I don't love watching it, but it's nice to see information getting out there finally. And I'm so sad, Angie, that those shootings happened in your town and around your area. It's just, there's been 256 shootings like that this year already. And we don't hear about them all the time. We don't hear about most of them. But it's just sad. So sad. So we just, the little things we can do, whatever our heart tells us to do, and that is continue to share the love and to stand up for the things that we believe in. And, everybody has different ideas. For me, it's definitely one that I think there needs to be a lot more restrictions on who gets what. And an 18-year-old who just turns 18 shouldn't be able to walk in any place. But that's my opinion. So I'm not going to go there. I'm home, you guys. I slept till like noon today. I didn't really. I slept till 9:30 and didn't get out of my pajamas till 11:30 practically because I was doing other things with the kids, with being with the grandkids. But we're home. We got it all set. I didn't get as much done as I was going to get cleaned up, but I did get my studio back together, and that's good. So let's say hi to everybody. Tamara's there. Hello, Deirdre. Yeah. Awesome pours you right. Hi, Sparkle. Boy, the kids they still haven't found a place in Arizona. They looked and then they went back and stuff, and it's just, yeah, crazy. And Helen is here. Gloria, yay. And there is everybody. Yes, Sparkle. And Janet, hi. How are you, Janet? Nice to have you here. So I'm just checking through. Gosh, chatting away. It has been, it's rainy today here, kind of gloomy day, but that, gets me through getting a few things done if I had the energy. Today was kind of one of those, I think coming off I had the grandkids from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 6 days of them. So that, is a whole different kind of energy. And now today it's like, whoa, okay. You kind of like slowly let the air out of the, trying to stop a slow leak in a tire. You think it's going to get you there, but not quite, not yet. So, yep, Deirdre's here. Angie, yay, watching while eating. Bob, I had dinner earlier. I have to, yeah, listen, I have to have a colonoscopy next week. Okay, so it's just not a big deal. It's just one of those things I have to do once in a while. It's on my time. But seriously, the prep stuff, of course, Bob's all like, oh, maybe I can make you bone broth. And I'm like, no, don't. So he's all up there making bone broth. And oh, gosh. Yeah. I'll just really go with the clear liquid diet that they give me and for 2 days. And that'll be fine. You don't have to make a special one. Anyway. And been holding. Yep. Oh, you looking for steampunk clothing? Yeah, it is. Nathan has hydrotherapy appointment he's at, and he misses everyone. Says, "Love you, Pam." Okay, great. Oh, hydrotherapy. How nice would that be? Hi, Joanne. Nice to have you here. It's good to see you. Thanks, Gloria, for the reminder on the thumbs up. Angie. This whole thing about doing art is about practicing and about doing and trying and putting it out there. And it's never, you might have it work, might not. Good grief, girl. If I only took the one photo that I'm sure, and then didn't take any more because that one didn't turn out, I would have a lot more hard drive space. But I wouldn't have any of my photos, because very rarely is the first one I do in an area the one that works. I know photographers, and I'm one of them, and art is one of them, who go back to the same place time and again, like 5, 10, 15, 20 times. Different times a year, different light, looking to try to get what they want. And then even then, taking 300-400 pictures to get one. Seriously, I took probably 500-600 pictures when I was in Yellowstone. I think that there are 3 that are worthy of publication. Now, other people might not agree with me, but I think there's 3 that are worthy to be sold. That's my thought. Yeah, that's not a lot out of all those that I took. Would I trade taking all those 600 pictures? I would have loved to have a few more, but no, it's still, I practiced a lot of stuff. So you would have, Angie, just, you got your lecture for me today. You were just baiting me for a lecture, weren't you? Tamara. Yeah. Hi, Julia. Nice to have you here. Good there. And, yeah, it's bad, Tamara. It's bad. And it doesn't get on the news, really. Only the really severe ones get there, and it's ridiculous how many there are. I mean, when it's gotten to be so numb that school shootings don't even make the news because there only 1 or 2 kids got hurt, or maybe nobody got hurt, or something, but yeah, seriously. Okay, I'm gonna stop. There. All right. Oh, there's Lupe. Hi. Yay. Oro Valley. They're looking. I'll let them know. They're looking for places because she has Sparkle. Thank you. Annalena has multiple hospitals in a certain area, and then some more that are down toward, I think, Tucson, and then one in Yuma, but she has to go. So her daily ones, she wants to have their commute fairly comfortable so she doesn't have to really go too far. Okay to take a day. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Dear Live, just as you signed off, sorry I didn't get home to see part of it. Oh, yeah. Pony dance. Every 5 years. Yes, yes. You know what, Julia? Oh, I won't take a day off on the day of the colonoscopy. Seriously, if I can live stream on the day I had total knee replacement, I can live stream on the day I have a colonoscopy. Seriously, that's nothing, and it'll be amusing. I'll have it all ready to go. I had to. Funny. As you go and having fun. We're all beautiful. You bet. All right. So, the editing. It's going back and forth and choosing which ones I'm going to delete and get rid of and that kind of thing. The editing I can do pretty well. Thanks, Angie. Editing's not that tough for me. It's just sometimes deciding if I'm going to go completely realistic or if I want to add a little bit of drama to it. Kind of sometimes and then I'll change. There's Larry. Hi, Larry. Nice to have you here. Great. All right. I caught up with everybody's checked in. The think of thing. So you guys, I rated Layla's bookshelves. And the reason I have gentle gifts as tonight's theme is because both of these books are about that kind of wonderful type of gift type of things that someone might give you or that you might get or something that you don't even know is a gift and it goes on to become something else. I don't know if you guys have heard, if I've told you the story of Annalena's name, my daughter, Annalena, my oldest daughter. Her name, Annalena, came from her would be one great-grandmother and one great-great-grandmother. Her great-grandmother, Annie, was Bob's grandmother. Annie was the mother of 12 children. When she was moved to an old folks home when she was 94 in North Biloxi, Mississippi, she still had 2 grown sons living with her at home. One was disabled and one had had a military injury. And she was not. They were dirt poor. Literally, the kitchen floor in their house was a dirt kitchen floor. But when she died, the little local newspaper had all the above the fold was her picture and a sign and it said, "Miss Annie passes." She was really well respected in that area and where she was, and Bob remembers her with great love and affection. She helped teach him how to cook and all that. So that was the first part, Annalena, the Annie. And then the Lena came from who would have been my great-grandmother, Annalena's great-great-grandmother, Lena. And Lena Melby was the mother of 10 children and adopted 2 more in Norway. She brought 7, I believe, of her sons, including my grandfather, to the United States, got them settled, and then returned back to Norway to continue to run the family farm. Amazingly strong woman. And both of these women were pretty amazing and strong. So we loved the idea of those 2 names, but we didn't like Annalena, so we named her Annalena. We put those 2 names together and we got Annalena. Oh my goodness, if we had known the kind of spitfire and strength and what that girl would channel with those 2 names, we still would have done it. Anyway, that name, I went to have a particular author sign a book for me. And she said, "Who's it for?" And I said, "It's for my daughter, Annalena." And she said, "What?" Anna, Lena, and the table that we was at the secret garden, and she goes, "Oh, that's a beautiful name. Can I borrow it sometime? Can I write it down, borrow it, so if I ever need a name, can I borrow that name?" I said, "Of course." Little did I know that years later, the name would become the name of the two characters in this book, A Song for Lena. Anna and Lena are the characters in this book. The book is by Hilary Horder Hippely. She grew up on an island in Washington State. She attended Cornell and advanced degrees in English literature and from the University of Washington and an AA in early education. She lives in Seattle with her husband and their 7 grown children and their families. This was quite a while ago. She also has her books. Yeah, there's some other favorites of mine. The Crimson Ribbon, which I've thought about reading to you. And Song for Lena, An Adventure on Klickitat Island, Rain or Shine. Yeah. The illustrator is Leslie Berger. And Leslie, it's interesting to read her bio. She's minimalist. Pink echo is a compelling abstract moment. Pass it by it quickly and you might just think it's pink. Linger longer and the more color begins to reveal itself. She said after completing her master's at the Tyler School of Art in Philadelphia, Berger established herself as the city's art scene, where she represented by Rosenfeld Gallery. And her work has regularly been seen in solo and group exhibitions in both Philadelphia and Los Angeles. In 1985, she wrote and published her first children's books with Little Brown, and she went on to write or illustrate 15 books for children working authors. Song for Lena was published in 1996, and she did that. Leslie Berger also has gotten awards. Oh, hang on, I got to turn the heat off in here. Woofda. Didn't know that was on. Jane Yolen and Doug Wood she worked for. Painterly illustrations earned her numerous awards, including the 1998 Children's Book Award and selection as the U.S. nominee for the International Ezra Jack Keats Award. They've appeared in the Best of Children's Books Illustration and at the Society of Illustrators of New York. So she's now lives in Martha's Vineyard, but it's great that Hilary, I love this, that when Hilary put her picture on there, she put her school picture at 9 years old as an avid young reader. So that was pretty fun to see that. So this first book, though, I'm going to read is A Song for Lena. And I want to make sure I have enough light for you guys. Yes. Another light here. So it's kind of a special book by Hilary Horder Hippely. The characters aren't inspired by my daughter, but the names are inspired by my daughters, Anna, Lena. So, A Song for Lena, Hilary Horder Hippely. You were born in Biloxi? You're kidding, Larry. Oh my gosh. Bob's grandma lived there the whole time. That's where he learned to cook, was in her kitchen. A Song for Lena, Hilary Horder Hippely, illustrated by Leslie Berger. Let's see. And the painterly aspect that of the illustration is very true to form that Leslie Berger does with this. When Lena's grandma made strudel on the kitchen table, she hummed a song from Hungary, soft and sweet and sad. "Does the song have words?" Lena asked one day. Grandma smiled. "No words, my Lenaka. Just feelings from the old country. When I sing, I remember my mother in the courtyard and my friend Anna. and the evening I first heard this song." Lena tucked up her apron. "Where did the song come from?" "That's a long story, Lena," said Grandma. "I'll tell it to you someday." "Tell it to me now, Grandma," begged Lena. "I can sprinkle the flour while you talk." Grandma laughed. "All right, then. You know, when I was young, I lived on a farm, Lena, a little farm sitting in the field of apple trees. When times were hard, Papa had no money to pay for help. And at harvest, he and Mama and my brothers and I picked apples from morning until night." We were poor, but lots of people were poorer than we were. We always had food on the table, though sometimes at supper I was so tired I could hardly lift my spoon. Then Mama carried me to bed. "Times will get better," she whispered one night. "Tomorrow Anna's family will come to help sort apples, and when we're finished, I'll make strudel on the kitchen table." I sat up. "Can Anna and I help?" "Of course," Mama smiled and tucked me in tight. The next morning, Anna's family arrived with the sun. Our fathers and brothers carried baskets from the fields, and all day we sat in the courtyard sorting apples. The bruised ones were for cider, the good ones were for selling, and the little apples were for making strudel. Anna and I wore checkered aprons, and Mama helped us push the rolling pin. She stretched the dough. Then Anna and I covered it with butter and apples and precious spoonfuls of sugar and raisins and nuts. Mama rolled the strudel into a crescent moon and slid it into the oven. "Now you girls can play," she told us. "We'll call you when it's time to eat." Just a second. Oops. Unlock that overlay and move it over here. Ah, there we go. That's better. I'll move it over there. Then it's not in the way of the book. Anna and I flew down the hill. I remember the light that evening was so heavy and golden we could almost hold it in our hands. We sat on our favorite branch, just breathing in the sweet smell of baking floating down from the house. Then suddenly, Anna's eyes got big. "Shh," she whispered. I looked down. An old, tattered beggar man was coming along the road. He had a bag over one shoulder and a stick in one hand. Papa said beggars slept in our field at night, but I had never seen one home. "Annika," I whispered, "what should we do?" Anna put her finger on her lips, and we kept as still as we could. But the man stopped right under the tree. "Little girls," he called up to us, "I haven't eaten today. Could you run and ask your mother for a piece of bread?" Anna and I looked into the man's weary eyes. Then we climbed down and ran up to the house. "There's a beggar man in the field," we cried. "He's tired and wants some bread." There we go. I'm trying to get that light. There we go. Anna's father and mother and all our brothers were gathered around the table, watching Mama take the strudel from the oven. Mama was smiling because it had turned out so nice, all crisp and golden brown. For a moment, nobody spoke. "Bread," Mama said at last, straightening up and pushing back her hair. "Beggars always ask for bread. I imagine once a year they can have strudel like the rest of us." Then Mama cut a big slice of strudel and put it on the plate. She poured a mug of coffee from the pot. "You girls take this down to that poor soul," she said. "Let's see if it doesn't make him happy." mug of coffee and strudel. Anna carried the coffee and I carried the strudel. The man was leaning against our apple tree dozing. "This is for you," I said, setting down the plate and mug. Then Anna and I ran back to the house. We were eating our own strudel when the strangest thing happened. A beautiful song came floating into the courtyard. I remember it seemed like that golden light was carrying it along. It was so soft and sweet and sad. We all just sat there listening. Then my father got up and walked outside, and we followed. Look at this picture. I love this picture. The beggar man was standing in the field, playing a violin. I'll never forget that evening, Lena. We couldn't even move. We felt so full of music. So full of music and apple strudel. We listened for the longest time. Then after a while the light was gone, and the man disappeared down the road. We never knew where he went, but somehow the man knew when it was strudel time. He came back the next year. We brought him strudel and he played his violin song. That year and the year after. Then one year, he didn't come. The sky was dark and full of stars when Anna and I walked slowly back to the courtyard. Papa pulled us close. "No, no," he said, "perhaps our friend isn't hungry anymore." But I had begun to cry. I felt Papa's arms around me. "You know, if we listen very closely," he said, "we might still hear the beautiful song." "Could you hear it?" asked Lena. "I heard the birds and the crickets," answered Grandma. "And then I heard the song begin." "Grandma," Lena whispered, "I can hear it too." And there's a recipe for Grandma's apple strudel. And the end paper. Isn't that a beautiful book? Just beautiful. I really love it. Plus the fact that Anna and Lena, that my daughter's name inspired the names for the characters. That's a gift in so many ways. A small gift, a gentle gift. The gift that they gave to the old man, and he gave them the gift of a song that kept going on and on. I just think that's really, we never know when those gifts, things that we do or say are going to be gifts, are going to mean something to somebody. Anyway, the second book that I have is one I promised to read before. I have read How the Sun Rose and by Barbra, Helen, Berger, and I have not read Donkey's Dream yet. I'll wait till Christmas time to do that one. But Barbra, we've done before, her book on When the Sun Rose was about the lion that brought the girl in the cage, in the rose, in the carriage that was made out of a rose, and brought her to a, and the house was filled with roses. And Barbra lives on Bainbridge Island, not too far really from, kind of halfway between, well, not even half. She's really not that far away from where I am, and her work is just beautiful. Her artwork. She has another book out, Gwynna, that's a kind of a chapter book with illustrated chapter books, and it's beautiful, about a girl that grows wings and becomes like owl wings. It's really, but I told you before when we did How the Sun Rose, I had little pictures of Grandfather Twilight, and I wanted to show these, and it's kind of bright. So I'm going to try to, oh, there it is. It's too bright. There. You can really see the details now in the cover alone. Barbra is, let me see what it says about her. She was born in California and a graduate of the University of Washington in Seattle, where she majored in painting. She also studied at Yale and at the Tyler School of Art in Rome, Italy. Miss Berger now lives and works on Bainbridge Island. Visual metaphor and images with a symbolic value have always been central to Berger's work. Her illustrations for Grandfather Twilight were painted in acrylic and are reproduced in the same size as the originals. I have a little tiny copy of this book, a little one. This one I borrowed back from Lena and Layla, because this says for Lena, Barbra Berger, 1987. And it's called Grandfather Twilight, and it's one of my favorite books of all time. It's a very simple, very few words to the story, but the illustrations and the paintings are so dynamic and gentle. It's just beautiful. To Dad. Let's see if I can get this over there. There. I got a little handheld light here. I'm going to pull up so you can see the illustrations even better. Oh, there. That'll look a little better. Make me look kind of better. I don't care. I want you to be able to see the illustrations. There. Grandfather Twilight lives among the trees. See? There. When day is done, he closes his book, combs his beard, and puts on his jacket. You see, I'm going to show you, shrink myself down so you can see his dog. My favorite things, and his cat. Next, he opens a wooden chest that is filled with an endless strand of pearls. He lifts the strand, takes one pearl from it, and closes the chest again. Then, holding the pearl in his hand, Grandfather Twilight goes for a walk. The pearl grows larger with every step. Leaves begin to whisper. Little birds hush. Gently, he gives the pearl to the silence above the sea. Then Grandfather Twilight goes home again. He gets ready for bed. And he goes to sleep. Good night. I just love the way that part of this story is just told through the pictures. Like from this on, the little birds, the pearl grows larger with every step. Leaves begin to whisper, little birds hush. And then from that point on, the story's told just with the illustrations. I've seen the originals of these. Barbra had them at I think they're at a gallery on Bainbridge, but she had them at a book signing one time. And they're just absolutely beautiful. And then there were prints done also of them. The way he becomes the sky there. It's just how it gives it. Gives the pearl to the silence above the sea. That's so much a northwest sky over the water. That's the kind, this picture right here is oftentimes the kind of full moon image. If you're on the coast, you will see from the beach. It's not unusual. Anyway, Grandfather Twilight. Yes. So Layla let me borrow a stack of books. Oh, yeah. Let me borrow a stack of books. So I have these two, and I have, oh my gosh, like I have Abuela that I had promised to read, so I have that one to read for you guys at some point. And I have Sally Ann Thunder Ann Whirlwind Crockett. I have the 9 Days of Wonder. The Patchwork Lady. And Blumpo the Grumpo meets Arnold the Cat. And The Tree That Would Not Die. There, I had to mute that for you guys for a second. I also went shopping at an art store over in downtown Tacoma. And I got these watercolor crayons with brush. They're a water-soluble quality crayon, kind of like the ones, another pen. And I tried them today just to test. So I'm going to do some more stuff with them. So they're right here. And they come out, so you can color with them like this, okay? But then you take a paintbrush if you want, and they are water soluble. Look at that. So I've done my first part of that, of the redo on my Zabriskie point. And I'm going to do the next one with these guys. And so you can blend them too. It's pretty nice. They blend really cool. So I'm going to use these for the next level on the Zabriskie Point recreation. And I'll have that. I'm going to do that tomorrow. And I'll have that tomorrow night. So and I'm also going to start showing some of your art tomorrow night and Saturday night. So that was that. So let's see. Angel, you got caught with the autocorrect. It gets me all the time. Always get me. Yes. The art is really, I mean, Barbra Helen Berger is just an amazing artist. Both of these artists, Leslie Baker, like I was looking, to see what she's doing now. Her artist statement, all my work begins with observing and focusing on nature. I spend a lot of time plein air painting when I can, and this allows me to get connected, engage, and prepares. So that was in 2019. She has abstracts, she has monotypes, she does portrait work, she has commissions, exhibitions. She's shown in galleries from Martha's Vineyards in Massachusetts, all over the place, around in that area. So yeah, it's pretty cool what she's done. She does a lot of small works exhibition that I saw. Last one I saw was in 2019, but that's pretty typical of most artists. There's not been a lot of art exhibitions in the past couple of years. So yeah, anyway, other news that I didn't get a chance to tell you. It's booked. I am booked into Botswana. Yeah. So it's set and ready in September. I will be leaving the 5th of September, and I won't be back in Seattle until the 22nd of September. Most of that time I'll be in Botswana, and then part of it I'll be in New York and Albany, New York for the People of Video conference. So that'll be fun for that. But yeah, so it's done, set, got it all. I was all nervous about getting it all through the airlines, and they were wonderful. They were really, really wonderful. So yeah, that's all done. Hi, Mona. Yay. Art Flow by Mo here. Just checking to see. Oh, Julia brought a tear. And Jill and Larry and everyone. So if you have any artwork that you want to share with us and have me put it in the show for tomorrow night or Saturday night, I've got Larry sent me some cool things of wood prints, wood things that he's done. Deirdre's got some stuff I think she sent to me. I've got to look back in it. I'm still a little grandkid fog. 6 days with them. 18-hour days, it seems like. Plus trying to look at where our daughter and son-in-law are going to, they've got to be out of their house in a month. Yeah. So it's coming up quick. Whoa, magical. I'm glad, Gloria, you like the softness of the book and getting all just absolute stunning art. She just does. Love the animals, the story from the art. Yeah, very beautiful stories. And that it just they seem to fit together with that gift. I mean, this gift of the pearl that he gives each night that grandfather Twilight is giving as the moon. But the whole other part of it, of just, the things that we give and that we do, that we don't know how they're going to do something for someone, what they would do. That, there's no credit in that book about a song for Lena, about the name. It doesn't matter. What's cool is that Hilary had asked me, and then it is, and what I was able to tell Lena is always able to have that book, and then able to tell Layla the story of how the characters came to be in the book, and how her mom's name gave something to somebody like that. And it's just yeah, gifts don't need to be something that has to be recognized or that we know of. It's just, I think we give gifts every day that we don't even know we give. And I just am really working on making sure that whatever I'm doing throughout the day, I'm fully aware that it can be a gift to someone. So I've got to be conscious in some ways of not necessarily tippy-toeing. Somebody else talked about that today, about how they had to tippy-toe through things. And I said, walking on your tiptoes is pretty darn hard, I mean, even ballerinas have to train for years and wear special shoes to do it. So it's not necessarily about tiptoeing. It's just about just trying to be consciously good and kind. And that's what being and doing these story and arts helps me do. Helps me be present and conscious about that. So that was my thing for today, what I was thinking about. I wasn't really motivated a lot today. I was really kind of tired. And I thought, and then I had these books, and I thought, oh, well, that's it. Yeah. And, usually I can get out for a walk and I can get energized. Well, it was raining pigs and chickens here today all day, and Aldo won't go for a walk, and my hair would have gotten to here if I'd gone out even longer than I did. I did go around the block once, but Aldo was ears back and he was soaking wet by the time we got back. He was not pleased with going out he thought it was a good idea at first, but then he definitely changed his mind and his little ears were back, and that Chihuahua parts of him does not like to get all the top of his head wet. And my curls were just going crazy. But anyway, I am going to work on this. I might have part of it done and sketched out. I might do just some drawing on it tomorrow, and I might just film it while I'm doing it to see what it does. And we'll see how it goes. I picked up that. I picked up some oil pastels. I picked up a cool little bunch of notebooks that have color studies. And I picked up a new sketchbook for myself. Like this size. I like this size sketchbook. Anyway. Oh! And I bought a little starter kit of alcohol inks, which I have no clue how to use. So, yeah. And I did this all at this art store that I'm going to have to show you guys little bits and pieces, and I'm going to put together some things because this art store is just so cool. And I mean, the ceiling was painted. I love it. The floor was painted. Oh, just the coolest art store. Anyway, I'm going to stop babbling because I could go on. I've had a little bit of wine. And, yeah. Going to go up, sit with my hubby, work on tomorrow's. I might do Sally Ann Thunder Ann tomorrow night. That's either that or Blumper the Grumple meets Arnold the Cat. That's based on a real place. Have you ever heard of a hotel that when you checked in, they had pets for you to rent for the night? Well, that's what Blumper the Grumple meets Arnold the Cat is based on a place that does that. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. So lots of fun things. You guys all, thank you for being here. Thank you, Tamara. I'm honored that you think I picked the best books for you. A lot of them, like I said, the ones I've rated for this, and a lot of them have been ones that I picked out years ago for my own kids. So yeah, if I was willing to bring them into my house, I'm willing to bring them in here. And then there's some really good ones out too. Now there's a book called Lala's Words and other things, but we've got time to get through them. So, and you're thinking, what's water quick? Yep. Kids when great minds think alike. Got that right. What an awesome set. Yeah, it is kind of a Sewell set. How do I say? Oh, Julia, you send it to me to my email. Images by Gretchen. I'm putting it in this chat right now at iCloud.com. And if you could put in the subject line live art, it helps me filter it. Subject live art. There we go. So my email is, oh, stop. Why is you, don't do that. I'm talking to my computer. I don't want it to have a period there. Seriously? Okay. There we go. Boom. There. Julia. There. Images by Gretchen at iCloud.com, and put in the subject, put live art in the subject line on your email, attach them, and then I can bring them in to the show, and I'll set it up. If you can get it to me earlier in the day tomorrow, like if you can get it to me before 3 o'clock Pacific time, then that lets me put it into the show, because I sometimes, if I get enough of it, I like to put it to music, and I can time it then, and I can choose music. I can get fancy. Otherwise, it just gets slapped in there. But so then I get to show everybody what you've done. If you send me an email with a little bit of description of what it is, if it's something different, what you're doing, then that helps too. Anyway, what's Helen doing? Are fun to work with. Yeah, Janet, I hope they are. I put one little drop on a piece of watercolor paper and it went right through all the way, so I figured that's not what I'm supposed to do. I don't know. I'll see what I have to do next. And Julie, yeah, alcohol inks, I'm going. Mahalo. Go relax. Yes, I will go and relax. It's an easy night. You guys are fun. Take my computer up, figure out what I'm going to do, and get tiles. Oh, I have tiles. Oh, Layla and I have a bunch of tiles. So you can do them on tiles, huh? Ooh, that would be fun. That would be fun. Thank you, Donna. See? Yes, everybody has ideas. And Angie, I don't know if you saw my tip for you on gloves. Seriously, girl, you just have to blow into them. And then it gets them all popped up, and then they can go on really easily. That my grandson thinks that's the fun. He always likes to blow into them for me and make so that then we can put them on. So, all right, everybody. Looks like I caught up on most of the conversation. I think I missed some things. So if I didn't mention it or catch up onto it, oh well, that's what happens. Oh, Julia, good grief. How sweet is that to say that I please her soul with her stories? My gosh, that's so nice. All right, you guys. Grab your beverage if you have it. A toast to the tribe. Thank you for inviting me into your home, for coming into mine, for being such a gentle gift in my life. And now, Let's go look for the beauty hidden in plain sight. It's all around you. Go look in the mirror and say hello to it first, and then keep looking and share it with everybody else. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Cheers.
In the heat of the night, we could get lost in all the lights and sounds. Feel alright, we won't go home, we will just stay here downtown. There's not just stars on the boulevard, they're in the light in your eyes. Oh, we don't need no black cards, I just need you by my side. We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless. Ooh, drop dead gorgeous, wow. Ooh, you got me feeling starstruck too.
Oh my gosh.
We could be famous.
Wow.
You blow my mind, looking like a model, better than the usual. Yeah, you don't even try, not average or typical. I put you on a pedestal. There's not just stars on the boulevard, they're in the light in your eyes. Oh, we don't need no black cards, I just need you by my side. We could be shameless,
Donna, I picked up the plain white ones at Habitat for Humanity. You can get them for like 5 cents a tile.
drop dead gorgeous, wow. Ooh, you got me feeling starstruck too. We could be famous, we could be famous, we could be famous, we could be famous.
Oh, I saw Julie's Pride creation. That's why I did a Pride thing around for my overlay for to start this show and around my regular one.
We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless. Ooh, drop dead gorgeous, wow. Ooh, you got me feeling starstruck too.
Good night, everybody.
Famous, we could be famous,
Thank you, Tamara.
we could be famous,
Good night, Joanne.
we
It's
could
going to be the Waltons if I keep saying good night to everybody. So I'm just going to say good night, everybody. Signing off.